Hello, my name is Josie Pipkin, and I'm on the planning committee for Beautiful Soul. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. Um, we will be talking about how to deal with circumstances. And I have 4 points. First being admit, acknowledge your circumstance. Two is seeking the help that you need. Three is changing what you can. And four is focusing on what you can gain from the situation. So before that, I'd like to bring us in on a short prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day and I thank you for this moment. I thank you for allowing people to take time out their day to come and view this, dear God. I hope that what I say is encouraging and it allows people to keep going through their path. I hope that what I say gives someone the strength to keep going. And I ask that whatever someone's going through, dear God, that you will show them that you are there and that you are present and that you will not leave their side, dear God. I just ask you to continue to be a blessing in people's lives. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen. Okay, so dealing with circumstances can be wide ranging. We all know that, and the circumstance can come in different forms and shapes and through different people, different time frames. So this is kind of just an overall guide on how I deal with like circumstances in general. All of them are different though. And so my first point is acknowledging that you're in a circumstance. It's easy to get in a situation or some type of circumstance and feel ashamed that you're in it, or you don't want to tell anyone, or you just simply just don't want to admit that this is a problem or this is something you don't like, for whatever reasons. And so that is okay. It's okay. We are not perfect people, and therefore the world is not even perfect to us. So we get in situations, we get in circumstances, and I think the first step that we can do is admit, like, hey, this is a problem, and then go and seek that help. The first person I seek my help from is God, because he's almighty, he's all knowing, and going to God and saying, hey, I have this problem is very humbling to me, because we know that he knows everything. He knows he's all knowing, but it's still asking for that help. Like, hey, like, God, I need you. I need you to get me through this. And just talking with God, having conversation and communicating with God, trusting and having faith that God will bring you through whatever circumstance. And so that's the part about going to him. It's like, I'm going to him because I know he's going to fix it. And then, as well as going to God, if there's ever a situation where you need like emotional support, you need your friends, you need your family, seek them. If that's what you need, God has put so many people in our lives to be a blessing to us and for us to be a blessing to them. The best way that people can bless you is if they know your situation. Unlike God, people don't know unless you tell them. So allow people to be a blessing in your life. It can be hard sometimes. Me specifically, I'm so independent. And it's great to be independent. But when you need somebody, you need somebody. So it's okay to have those people, and it's good to have those people in your life. I also like to say, if there's ever a situation or a circumstance where you need professional resources, take them. Never suffer in silence. Do what you have to do to make the change. And that goes to the third point, is change what you can. Growing up, it was always this in the back of my mind: faith without works is dead. And that comes from James chapter 2, verse 26. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. And when you're dealing with a circumstance, you're trying to get out the circumstance. So you have to do the work. You really do. And when you go to God, you know, God has the answers. God will show you the way, but you have to take those steps. You have to walk down that path with Him, and that within itself is work. You know, you have to go, go do those things to receive those blessings. With whatever problem that you have, there's some work that you have to do to get out that situation, and really, God comes into that because He's giving you the strength. God is giving you the strength to work through that and go through that. So always be ready to put in work. If you want change, you have to be ready to put in work. And that first step is putting in the work to say, God, I need help. That second step, hey, friends, family, I may need your support right now. Hey, I actually may need to go see some professional help. That in itself is your work. You're always doing work. So just remember to keep doing work and change what you can. What's in your control, work on that. Work on that first. Um, Lastly is focus on what you can gain. Not in like a monetary value, but what can you learn? How can you grow? How will this make me stronger? How will this strengthen my relationship with God? And overall, I think anytime you're going through a situation and you're calling on God, you're seeking God, and you're standing by God throughout the situation, you're growing with God automatically. You're strengthening your relationship with God automatically. Um, and so I always just like to look on things. I've started to look on things how will I feel about this in 6 months? How will I feel about this in a year? And that's not a long time at all. And so sometimes the answer is, I will still be in the circumstance in a year. I will still be in the circumstance in 6 months. And that may just be what it is. But within those 6 months, within that year, if I'm going through this with God, I can change my perspective. I can change how I view my problems. I can change how I view myself. Um, and with that, you're developing a new mindset. And with the new mindset comes a new perspective, and that can instantly just change how you even perceive this circumstance. Um, and that gives you a new outlook. Your new outlook will change how you address it, how you go about it. So not only look what you can gain once you're out, but look for those little carrots, like the little goals that you can accomplish and those little changes that you can make that are worth celebrating throughout this. And so with that being said, those are like the 4 steps. Like those are my 4 main things. Like when I'm going through a circumstance that I look for, looking for God in every step of the way. Like always going to God, always seeking God. And so I hope this helped you or encouraged you. If you're going through a circumstance, I really hope that this has given you some type of guidance,